Welcome back to Anger Management. Dave, how are you today?
I'm horny as hell and I'm jonesing for some weed, so I hope group goes fast.
I don't know if that's a positive thing to say.
What? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't think sexual habits and drugs are appropriate for class.
Huh. Well, fucking A. I guess I missed the ABCs and cursive surrounding the room. You know, I must be a little dick back in the 4th grade. You know, but, you know, I'm a stupid little twit and I thought I was an adult.
Dave.
It must have been all that damn Ritalin. I almost thought that I got 4 bitches pregnant and now my life sucks.
Okay, Dave.
No, I'll just keep bouncing my ball, you know, bouncing the ball near my Legos. You know, I'm peeing on the neighbor kids.
That's enough, Dave. Let's stick to group and discuss what's been going on in your mind this week.
Well, we just had Thanksgiving.
Yes, it was nice.
Well, yeah, you know, celebrating the day that the Indians kept us from starving. And then we took pitchforks and guns and stuck them in designated areas. You get in there. You just fuck off right there. Thanks for the corn. Call ya.
Can we stick to the topic?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, I had Thanksgiving with my family. You know, and I realized that I am related to a bunch of weird fuckers. You know, like Grandpa, you know, he has a beard, but no mouth. I didn't even know how he was talking to me. It was just beard, you know? It looked like, you know, he spent half his life going down on Cousin It.
Inappropriate, Dave.
Well, I can't paint a picture if you keep stealing my paint, you know? All right, Doc?
I'm not a doctor.
You were like a bitch today.
Can we continue?
All right. Anyhow, when I was very young, my grandpa, he taught me a life lesson about being a man.
That's good.
He said, "Okay, little bastard, there's only 3 things you need to know about being a man. You need to know how to handle and shoot a gun. You need to do anything necessary to avoid anything going into your ass. And always make sure to avoid damage to your penis. Because without that, you might as well shoot yourself in the head, which is why you need to know how to handle a gun."
Wow.
I know, makes sense, right? He was also always building things, you know? He'd build these rigged objects to rig other stuff, you know? You know, and anytime you asked him, you know, what he was making, he told you it was a calf sucker. It's like a what? You'd be nailing a couple of boards together. "What are you doing, Grandpa?" "Oh, I'm just making a calf sucker." He's welding, you know, a couple of wheels together. "Step back, boy, I'm making a calf sucker here, for Christ's sake." You know, so my grandparents' garage were full of these, you know, homemade devices. And, you know, Grandpa would be there, you know, he's drinking with one of his buddies. "Hey, now check this out. It's a calf sucker right here. Then over there, there's a calf sucker. Calf sucker. Then you got this baby right here. It's, get this. Calf sucker. 4000 series." And the guy's all, "Well, if you have a calf sucker 4000, what were the other calf suckers for?" "Because without the calf suckers there'd never be the calf sucker 4000.
Right.
And, you know, my dad, you know, he's a bit strange, too. My dad, he's a man's man. You know, he has a basement full of guns and grenades. He used to have beds full of women. And I think he killed a bear with a spork. You know, but he has this crazy hobby. You know, he collects McDonald's Happy Meal toys. You know, he has buckets of them. So I think it'd be weird if you're working at the McDonald's, right? And then you see this truck, you know, it pulls up. And it's painted in camouflage, you know. And there's like these pro Second Amendment stickers everywhere. You know, with Mr. Redneck son of a bitch popping his head out. "I'll take cheeseburger Happy Meal with an iced tea. Can you make that extra happy? Extra happy for me, the good boy?"
Well, that's nice.
Fuck off, that's nice. My dad's like a military murderer. You know, he kills people. It's sadistic, Doc. He's the only one that was out there mowing down Koreans with the fucking beanie baby hanging off the barrel of his AK. Hey, did you see that moose spots? Got another one in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this other time, I was sitting in the truck with my dad. It was a quiet ride like normal. Then all of a sudden he looks over at me and he says, "Son, I want you to know something." "Yeah, Dad." "You're just the dribbles off the end of my penis." I'm just looking at him like, don't you forget about that when someone tries to tell you things about God.
So are you afraid that maybe some of your dad has rubbed off on you?
Afraid? No. I know it has. Like, okay, I have this friend, and after 3 years of marriage, I can still tell that, when he looks at his wife, that, he still thinks about how much he loves her and, how lucky he is and have, like, Savage Garden echoing in the back of his head, like some sick lover's soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
And then, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I'm doomed. I've only been married for a year and a half. And when I look over at my wife, I'm thinking, why isn't her ass in the kitchen? And then I look over at her like 15 minutes later, and I'm like, she's just sitting there. What the fuck? The kitchen is like 5 feet away.
Oh, sorry, Dave. Looks like time's up today.
Really?
Yeah.
420.